welcome back to my channel. So I'm actually recording this from my car. It's a strange setup, to be quite honest, but a lot is going on in my place, so I've decided to sit in the car quickly and record this for you guys. So I'm literally on the move. So I found this very interesting article which I wholeheartedly fully agreed with. It's only a day old, but it definitely summarizes how a lot of people feel about Meghan Markle. This has been written by a lady called Mccain, ironically, and she basically believes that Meghan Markle's intention to run for US presidency is somewhat rather delusional. We know that Meghan Markle is the queen of copying people's statements and delivering them as a part of her woke independent force. She likes to pass herself off as some kind of novelist, so to speak. I'm quite relieved that she has given up the novel writing career which she was in high pursuit of, because she, quite frankly, wasn't exactly doing the best of jobs. This is a Daily Mail piece. I wish Meghan Markle would pursue her delusional plans to run for president for no other reason than to see the Duchess eating deep fried Oreos at the Iowa State Fair. Of course, she never would. Meghan Markle is suffering serious delusions if she truly believes that she will ever become president of the United States of America. Now, can we please stop entertaining this abject stupidity? The first inklings of this ridiculous idea surfaced in 2020 when a close friend of the royal told Vanity Fair that the Duchess refused to give up her American citizenship because she had designs on the White House. Last year, she fueled the fantasy again with reports that she was networking with senior Democrats. After the tragedy of Uvalde, Texas, she arrived out of the blue for a tasteless photo op at a memorial for the victims, which was alarmingly very tasteless, and it was alarmingly tone deaf. But then anything that Meghan does is hardly surprising at this point. Everything that she does do is of course tone deaf, and it's all about her own self-interest. She's now jumped on the bandwagon of this Roe versus Wade case, whereby she's saying that abortion should be accessible to all, especially for women of color, who are the most likely group to suffer from reduced access to adequate medical care. That's all fair and square for her to mention that, but it's not anything that we didn't know, and it's certainly not something that we needed her to bring to our attention. We know that she's using these people's issues as it is a trending topic, the same way she's used every other poor person's issue in order to elevate her own status in the mind and the eyes of the public. Of course, the sugars are comprised of mainly predominantly dark-skinned black women who are very adamant that Meghan Markle is the rightful queen. She's 110% better than Kate, blah 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 blah, and so on and so forth. Let me quickly get back to this article. And this week, she set the rumour mill spinning again when she sat down with feminist icon Gloria Steinem for an interview with Vogue magazine. Arguably, the least influential political magazine in the country to talk about the Supreme Court decision overturning Roe versus Wade. Meghan recounted Prince Harry's guttural reaction to ruling. "Because my husband is a feminist," she said. She went on to say that she and Gloria will be taking a trip to DC together soon. "Yes, of course, I'm sure you will. I didn't always feel this way about Meghan. I, like millions of Americans, first heard her name when she got engaged to Prince Harry. Everything about their relationship seemed hopeful and positive. Their union appeared to symbolize progress and modernity. Meghan is older than Harry, divorced, and of course she's biracial. She appeared to be independent and vocal about the world in a way that we had not seen among other modern royals. It was exciting for Americans to finally share in the pomp and circumstance of a royal wedding, unless you count Jay-Z and Beyonce. But 4 years later, my opinion of both has shifted. I didn't understand their need to air all the royal dirty laundry to Oprah like a confessional in an episode of The Kardashians, but I still felt inclined to publicly support Meghan because the allegations of racism in the royal family were so disturbing. Then Prince Harry started trashing his new adoptive country as Meghan cheered him on. He called the First Amendment bonkers, and it went on from there with increasingly woke and judgmental rhetoric about conservative values and anything that wasn't straight out of the Obama ideological playbook. In fact, Harry and Meghan don't really do much of anything anymore except sign podcast deals that fail to produce podcasts and bitch about everything that is wrong with America. Which brings us back to Meghan's alleged presidential ambitions. First, it is a privilege to run for president of the United States of America, and these are desperate times in our country. We need more than ex-C-list actress turned royal with no civic or political experience to speak of. Marrying a prince doesn't make you a leader, it makes you a celebrity. And I thought Democrats were sick and tired of celebrity presidents. To be president, you have to put yourself in the shoes of good and decent American voters, the same people that they seem to constantly disparage. Harry and Meghan epitomise the out-of-touch, hypocritical liberal who lectures us about environmentalism while flying around on gas-guzzling private jets. Secondly, and most obviously, she doesn't have what it takes. You want to be president and make it to the Emerald City, you got to make your own way through Oz first, and there's nothing glamorous about that. You will be spending all your time on the move, on buses or commercial planes. Forget about your private jet or even first class. That will be seen for what it is, elitist. You'll be stopping at roadside cafes, VFW halls, and the homes of ordinary citizens who are nice enough to support your campaign. You'll talk to voters at firehouses, local town meetings, pancake breakfasts, and literally everything in between. You will be eating whatever is available, which more often than not are donuts and fast food breakfasts. That's right, no keto, organic or artisanal anything. You will go to the Iowa State Fair and eat deep fried Oreos, though on second thought, that may make this entire delusional ordeal worth it. Most of your day will be spent with a small team of advisors, but the most talented ones will have already hitched their wagons to a candidate with better prospects. You will have to stand in front of packed rooms and convince voters why you are the best choice and answer extremely difficult questions that I am certain you have never thought about, like how do you feel about ethanol in Iowa? How will you help veterans suffering from the devastating effects of exposure to burn pits? What are you going to do about the humanitarian crisis at the southern border? And maybe most difficult of all for you, why should Americans want a British royal as our first gentleman? People will tell you how much they hate you to your face and that they have no reason to trust you. You will get sweaty. Your makeup won't stay in place. You won't be able to wear $6,000 designer outfits. You will go to places like Sioux Falls, Sioux City, Dixville Notch, New Hampshire, Greenville, South Carolina, and tiny towns in the South. I hope my pronunciation was correct. You will go to sad regions of Nevada that have been savaged by the broken promises of past politicians, places filled with people weighed down by years of shattered dreams. You will have to check your ego at the door, because none of this is about you. This is about making our country a better place. Oh, and your children, of whom you are so protective, will be in the spotlight. The American public will expect you to bring them on the campaign trail and on stage at your rallies. America elects a president and a first family. Now, does this sound like something that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry will be able to subject themselves to? Of course not. You don't want to run for president, and I can assure you that the American public doesn't have any interest in voting you in anyway. I suggest you stick to giving softball interviews and showing up to cocktail parties. That's what you are very good at. You are royalty. I couldn't agree with her more. Can you really see Meghan and Harry trailing around America, touting for votes with their children? They wouldn't last 5 minutes. They don't fly commercial.